guys, I'm Maria and welcome back to Cine Club. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Pixar movie for you, which is Inside Out. I have been waiting for this movie to come out for a very long time. We have talked about it multiple times in our movie podcast now Conspiring, and we've been very excited about it, and it's finally here and I got to see it last night. I don't want to give away too much of the plot because I feel like if you say too much, it gives away the magic, and I feel also like the creators have done a really good job at not saying too much about what happens, and that really keeps the interest and mystery alive, and I feel like that's how you should go into this movie, not knowing so much about it except that it's about the voices inside your head, how they work, and you know, how you react when things change in your life. I have to say the first half of the movie really blew me away. They do such a great job at explaining to you how it slowly develops. The first emotion that comes into Riley's life immediately after she's born is happiness, which goes to show that humans are innately happy from the very beginning, and then right after, about half a minute later, comes sadness, and that's where babies cry and they feel uncomfortable. And it's really fun to see these 5 emotions slowly come together and work as a team to create great memories for Riley. 5 main emotions are joy, sadness, disgust, anger, and fear. And they're all so much fun. Of course, they're mainly one-dimensional because they're supposed to represent one particular voice and one particular emotion. So right from the beginning, I'm not expecting full development from each of these characters because together they're one great, fully developed character, which is Riley. They just give you such a colorful and, you know, creative yet so accurate world of how your mind works. So all your character traits are built in like different islands, and you have this huge sort of area which is your long-term memory, which was really fun as well. And you get to see things like abstract thought, you know, the train of thoughts, imaginary land, which was probably everybody's favorite. So it's a fun adventure, it's a fun ride throughout the mind of somebody, and it's super compelling, it keeps you really interested, but I feel like after you get to know the world pretty well, the movie kind of just like slowly decreases in interest and in the element of surprise. I really had a hard time figuring out what it is that I didn't like about the movie. When you watch a Pixar movie, or at least the ones that I really love, there's just something about them that just really blows you away. And it's not to say that this movie is not incredible, but I just didn't get the same feeling. One of the things that really started to put me off the movie is that we focus a lot of what's going on inside the mind, which is kind of, so to speak, a technical issue, which is now affecting Riley's emotions. Something goes wrong, I can't really explain it without giving too much away, and Riley's reacting to it because, you know, that's what's happening in her mind. And at first I thought that was great because that's exactly what you go through in this period of time in your life. You're confused, you get angry, you're kind of like talking back to your parents, so you're not joyful all the time. But then it quickly becomes like we don't know what we're doing in the system, so Riley is reacting kind of like a robot. That's the part that I mainly didn't like. I understand moments where she should be angry and anger is taking control of the whole situation, but there are moments where it just doesn't make sense, and it does feel like she's just a robot reacting to the buttons these guys are pushing in her mind. There's a moment where she sees this rail and she's super pumped to just slide down it, but then all of a sudden she's not, she gets kind of sad, and then all of a sudden she's like, woo, yeah, let's do it one more time. So those are the kind of things that overall don't make sense and don't feel organic to the process of someone's emotions. She doesn't feel like a full-fledged character, she feels just a little strange in these reactions. I really wish there would have been a bigger balance between what's going on outside of her mind and what's going inside. I don't feel like there's a lot happening outside for these reactions to have merit. Sure, she's going through a tough time. Yes, there has been change, but I was expecting more things to happen in her daily life that would merit these sort of strange reactions inside of her head. That was kind of a downer because Riley is a really cool character and I really wanted to see more from her, and I really enjoyed the moments where you see her but you still hear all the voices. For example, she goes into her room and there's like all these things like, oh, what if this happens, which is fear, and Disgust is going like, nope, this is not gonna work, and Joy is trying to be very positive about everything, and I thought that was great because that's exactly how your mind works. You have all these different thoughts about a same circumstance. I really enjoyed those moments, and I really enjoyed the animation. I mean, I think that goes without saying. There are times where you see Riley crying and her expressions are just so accurate and so beautifully done. She flushes around her nose and her cheeks when she cries. I thought it was fantastic, not to mention that the characters inside her head are just so unique and vibrant and colorful. There's a little detail that I loved that I kind of only noticed in Joy. I didn't know if I noticed it in the other ones. Joy's skin, like the outline, is not as defined as the human beings in the movie. I can't explain it. I don't want to say pixelated because it's not that, but there is sort of like a softness and a bit of a you know, sprinkly kind of look to her skin, and she's glowy, and I kind of like that because I feel like it resembles that she's a bit abstract, she's inside her mind, she's not a concrete being. And there's many details like that throughout the movie that make it amazing, and of course you notice that it's Pixar and it's their amazing attention to detail and their original characters that just makes it so fantastic. I left the theaters really liking the movie, thinking that it's really great. Not one of their best though, but that's just my opinion. I know people are just raving about it and they're so enamored with this world that they have created. They feel like it's so original. Maybe it's just my standard reaction to the overhyped reactions of the media that makes it feel kind of uneven, but I just don't think it's as incredible as people are saying it is. I think you quickly start noticing that it's really the same formula Pixar has been using for quite a while. It's a great formula, but you start noticing that it's just something you've seen before. You have the story that starts off really peachy, everything is perfect, but then something happens and these characters need to go back to a place where they belong, like Toy Story, like Finding Nemo, and then there's the whole dynamic of the two main characters that don't really like each other. They're kind of opposite in so many ways, like Finding Nemo, Up, Toy Story. And at one point something happens, the characters get upset, one of them ditches the other, like Finding Nemo, Up, Toy Story. But then they reunite, they realize they're better when they're together, they're really good friends. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't it sound familiar? Again, it's not to say that the movie's not good, it's just that the publicity and the reactions have been so high up and so exaggerated that when you finally go see the movie, the expectations are like all out of whack. Overall, it's a great movie, it's really fun, it gets emotional at certain places, which is to be expected. I didn't find it as emotional as other Pixar movies, but there's a few moments where you're like, okay, you got me, Pixar, I'm crying in the theater. Thanks. So guys, if I had to rate this movie for you, I would tell you that Inside Out is worth seeing in theaters. So guys, tell me, did you like Inside Out? Was it everything you were expecting? And if you haven't seen it yet, tell me, what is your favorite Pixar movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. You know that is always appreciated. And you can click that red button and subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews and talks throughout the weeks. But guys, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you on our next movie date. Bye!